Youngin! Youngin! You still there?
Alexandria Relay 1, this is Rick Grimes. Come in, please.
So with Squid Game ending recently and the USA sequel spin-off show coming out late next year, it made me think, what would other characters from other TV shows do in Squid Game? How well would they do? How far would they go? I'm gonna rank some of TV's best characters in a tier list of who's most likely and most capable to win in Squid Game. Of course, make sure to press the like button on the video and subscribe if you're new, and make sure you set the notification bell to all. So let's start with Walter White. His main attribute is he's really smart. He'd be startled at first, but once he gets past that, because of his mind, he'd have each game figured out really quickly. Where Walter falls is he's not good at physical confrontation, where he has to fight or kill someone in close combat. Yeah, he became hardened and colder by the end of the series, but he just wouldn't fare as well as others. But he would dominate in the games where he can use his mind. I think he would stumble into doing well in it. It's both the final games we've seen that he just wouldn't do as well in. Walter White is A tier. Next up, Dexter Morgan. He's athletic, he's strong, and wouldn't have a problem with killing or pretending so that he can survive. He wouldn't be held back because of emotion, and he would absolutely fly through the games. He's actually the ideal person to play Squid Game because of how much he's stripped back from what the regular person would care about. Most of the players would very quickly fit Dexter's code too, so if he still cares about the code in Squid Game, he would still do well. It's Dexter doing what he normally does, and this time he gets a prize for it. Dexter is S tier. Next up, Rick Grimes.
Take this knife back to your quarters and kill.
Rick is a leader and one of the most resourceful on this list. Rick would quickly learn what you need to do in each game, and he'd be level-headed in times a player that's not played before wouldn't.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다입니다.
With him being a good leader, he would be able to help players if he came to find any that he cared about in the games, with his plans and strategies, and he wouldn't leave anyone behind.
No matter what happens, it's human nature to come together. That's just what we do.
Unless you weren't in his circle and he had to. He would also leave behind and eliminate any players that have been notorious pests in the game. He's not saving players like 124 or Thanos. He would make it to the final game at the end and win, and if he decided to, he'd have a much better shot of rebelling than even Jihan did as well.
Shut the hell up.
But while he's cool, he's actually been remarkably incompetent in the last 8 years.
What would my dad do?
When I think the character himself, outside of the clumsy writing, is competent. He's a leader, unless Michonne was with him in the games. In that case, I'm sure she would be holding his hand every step of the way, just in case the front man hurts his feelings. But S tier, after Dexter. Daryl Dixon. Even when Rick was in the main show, Daryl was and is the face of The Walking Dead. What I think describes him best is he's resilient. He's been through so many situations, he would absolutely be up there with Dexter. You shouldn't underestimate how clever he is too. Daryl's weaknesses is he's been impulsive before when he's emotional. If he makes a friend in there and they're killed, or anyone vulnerable is taken out, he's likely to lash out, which means he might be eliminated. The only reason Jihan was ever spared was because the front man made an exception just to prove a point. But in recent years, Daryl's also good at separating himself from the emotion and just doing what needs to be done. S tier. Saul Goodman. Saul's superpower is talking. He has level 100 charisma, and like Daryl, which sounds funny to say, he's also resilient, but not like in Daryl's way, more like a cockroach.
Your man, he's like the cucaracha.
He'd likely try convincing the guards not to shoot him if he failed, and knowing him would be the first one to have that work. But no, I think he would successfully stumble his way through the games and would be really good at getting people on his side, having other players go before him and do stuff for him. But of course, where Saul fails is if he himself had to hurt someone, and in Squid Game, that time would come, and I don't think he would do that well in it, and he wouldn't do that well in witnessing it either. There was only ever one time out of Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad where he ever suggested he might hurt someone, and it was Marion, an old woman. Saul isn't as able as the others, he's just a good talker. C tier, Billy Butcher from The Boys. Billy would be really scummy to get what he wants. He might feel bad about certain Huey-like friendships he makes in there, but he'd make it to the end by playing dirty, not stand at the end of the track and jump rope and push people dirty. But he's strong, he's capable, but his weakness is he's impatient. But still, S tier. Next up, Tony Soprano.
You fucking lie. You let me sit there.
Tony would still be pissed off that someone slapped him playing Dakji. I think he would act like he couldn't be bothered to do it, but would unironically be good at everything too. I don't think he's got the patience. But similar to Butcher, he will play dirty, and he will do everything to get what he wants. There's literally nothing that would stop him. If how he acted in the game didn't scare people, it's the people that already knew who he was outside that would be scared and want to team up with him. And I'm not going to include Tony's age or fitness in his score because of Player 100's run. It clearly doesn't matter. S tier.
상금이고 뭐고 다 필요 없으니까.
Joel Miller from The Last of Us. Of course, this is the TV character video, so let me know if you want the video game one, and we'll do the amazing Joel character in the games. Something I think many things the TV show doesn't tell of Joel is that he was this brutal killer when it started. He was a hunter, where he regularly ambushed travellers to rob them and hurt them for information. What he did to save Ellie wasn't just some last straw outburst. This is what Joel has done before. He can take out anyone that gets in his way. He's putting himself first and surviving, unless to save someone that reminded him of Sarah. Joel is also a lot older than he looks in the show, over 60 at this point, but again, Player 100, S tier. Frank Castle, the Punisher. He's also got everything to be able to make it to the final game, but something that I think is easy to forget is he only kills bad people, which you might think is similar to Dexter, but with Frank there's a complete refusal, and if he saw an injustice in there, he would be fixated on revenge, and he would certainly die for it. I don't think he'd be prepared to betray or hurt someone who is a good person. If he got into a situation where he's protecting vulnerable people, he's dying for them. So while he is completely capable, one of the most capable on the list, when it comes to Squid Game, he's a character based on revenge, and seeing these people die, he's more likely to attempt to break out, and with him being a borderline Marvel superhero, well, a street level hero, he'd have a good chance of breaking out. But as far as the games go, it would be his choice to be A tier. Joe Goldberg. It's funny because there's many killers on the list, but Joe is perhaps one of two that are bad people not trying to be good. He's capable of killing and he wouldn't be affected by it. He would delude himself that he had the right to do it, and that's his weakness. Delusion. Not to mention the elephant in the room in becoming obsessed with one of the girls in the game. He'd kill anyone that causes harm to them and become all about them, to the point that the money prize isn't his objective anymore.
Oh, that's for her.
B tier. There are so many more characters to add to this list, so let me know some more you want me to add to it and we'll do a part 2, and even some movie and game characters for another list. What do you think? Where would you rank them? Do you agree with my list? Let me know what you think down below. Press the like button on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, with the notification set to all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.
Like The Walking Dead.